Good morning. You want to know the fastest way to destroy laziness? I'll tell you. Don't start your day like 95% of the world, because 95% of the world loses the battle before they even get out of bed. They wake up, and the first thing they touch is their phone. Emails, Instagram, notifications from people who don't pay their bills. And then they wonder why they feel tired, distracted, and unmotivated by 10 a.m. Let me give you a truth bomb. Laziness is not a disease, it's a decision. And the decision happens first thing in the morning. When I wake up, I don't reach for the phone. I reach for a goal. I ask myself, why am I waking up today? Not what do I need to do? Why do I need to do it? You don't need to do 100 things in the morning. You need to do one thing right. Make your bed. Drink a glass of water. Read one paragraph of something that grows your mind. Win early, because winning is a habit, and so is losing. You want energy. Move your body. Even 5 push-ups. Even 5 minutes. You're not tired. You're stale. Movement creates momentum. Then, before the world attacks you, you attack the day. Plan it. Write your top 3 tasks. And here's the magic. Do the hardest one first. Yes, the one you hate. The one you've been pushing to the afternoon, the evening, the next day. Do it while your brain is fresh. Do it while your competitors are still snoozing, because the difference between average and unstoppable, it's not intelligence, it's not talent, it's discipline. Laziness dies the moment you stop thinking about what you feel like doing and start doing what you know you should do. So tomorrow morning, don't be soft. Don't negotiate with your excuses. Stand up, move, choose one small win, and chase your purpose like your life depends on it. Because it does. What's the first thing you touch in the morning? For most people, the answer isn't their toothbrush. It's not a book. It's not a journal. It's their phone. Now think about that. You've just opened your eyes. Your brain is fresh. Your heart rate is calm. You are in your most focused, untouched, clear state. And the very first thing you allow into your mind is noise, distractions, other people's opinions, other people's agendas. You didn't even decide what kind of day you want yet, and already you've handed over your focus to the outside world. What kind of power is that? That little rectangle in your hand isn't just a tool, it's a thief. It steals your attention, your clarity, and most importantly, your purpose. Let me tell you something I've learned from highly successful people. People who built companies, changed industries, impacted millions. They don't start their day reacting, they start with intention. They start with why, not with way. Purpose is not some mystical thing. It's not about a TED talk or a life philosophy written on your wall. It's about a simple decision. What am I waking up for today? Not what you have to do. What you want to build, change, or move forward. That question, when asked every morning, is a compass. It points you in a direction. If you start your day scrolling, you've already told your brain, I'm not in charge. The world is. And distract me. Tell me how to think. But when you start with purpose, with a question, a goal, a written thought, you remind yourself, this is my life. This is my time. And I decide where it goes. Here's a habit I dare you to try for 1 week. When you wake up, don't touch your phone for the first 30 minutes. Instead, keep a pen and paper next to your bed. And before your feet hit the floor, write this. What do I want to accomplish today? Why does that matter to me? Don't make it deep. Make it real. Maybe your purpose today is to complete that project. Maybe it's to show up fully in that meeting. Maybe it's to stop being lazy and get in shape. It doesn't have to be glamorous. It just has to be yours. Let's get practical for a moment. Do you know what checking your phone first does to your brain? It immediately puts you in reactive mode. You go from peaceful to alert, cortisol spikes, anxiety rises, and you haven't even gotten out of bed. Instead of focusing on what matters, you're suddenly thinking about 10 things that don't. A DM, a news alert, a meme. You've traded your direction for a dopamine hit. The result, by 9 a.m., you feel drained and distracted, and you don't even know why. You didn't spend your energy. It was leaked out of you. You want to destroy laziness. You start by refusing to hand your brain to an algorithm. Purpose is a muscle. And like any muscle, it grows with repetition. The more mornings you wake up and begin with clarity, the stronger your discipline becomes. You begin to remember what actually matters. You stop comparing your timeline with someone else's. You stop absorbing content you didn't ask for. You begin to control your time, your actions, and eventually your results. Your phone can wait. The notifications can wait, but your purpose, that can't. Success doesn't start with $1 billion idea. It doesn't start with funding or followers or fame. It starts with one small win, and then another, and then another. Laziness isn't just the absence of action. It's the absence of momentum. When people say, I feel stuck, what they usually mean is, I haven't won in a long time. Not a lottery win. Not a promotion. I'm talking about small, invisible, everyday victories. The kind of wins nobody claps for, but they fuel your fire more than you realize. You wake up and make your bed. That's a win. You drink a full glass of water. Win. You go for a walk instead of hitting snooze. Win. You write your to-do list before breakfast. Win. These actions seem small. They seem like they don't matter. But stack them up, and what you have isn't just a productive morning. You've built momentum. And momentum is what destroys laziness. Why? Because energy isn't something you wait for. It's something you generate through action. People say, I don't feel motivated. Of course you don't, because motivation isn't the cause. It's the effect. It's the result of doing something. You don't wait for energy. You create it. Think of your brain like a machine. When it's idle too long, it rusts. But turn it on with just one gear, one micro action, and the whole system starts to move. You don't need to run a marathon. Just take the first step. You don't need to write a book today. Just write one sentence. You don't need to build a business in a morning. Just make the first call. And here's where most people get it wrong. They aim too big, too fast. They say, tomorrow, I'm going to wake up at 5 a.m., run 10 miles, meditate for an hour, read 50 pages, fast until lunch, and build a 7-figure mindset. What happens? They fail by 6:30 a.m., and then shame creeps in. I can't do this. I'm lazy. I'm not like those other people. No. You're just trying to win a marathon before learning to walk. Instead, you build identity with wins so small you can't fail. You make a promise to yourself. And then you keep it. That's what changes how you see yourself. That's what builds confidence. I'm someone who shows up. I'm someone who follows through. This isn't psychology fluff. It's brain science. When you complete a task, your brain gets a hit of dopamine, a chemical reward. Your mind says, that felt good, let's do more. One win leads to another. Energy increases. Focus increases. And soon the thing that felt impossible now feels automatic. Do you know how elite performers operate? They chase rhythm, not pressure. They know the magic isn't in intensity. It's in consistency. One domino knocks down the next. But you have to set up the first one. You have to realize that energy is a byproduct of progress. If you sit around waiting for the perfect moment to feel ready, you'll lose days, months, even years. But if you start small, commit to one task, no matter how tiny, you'll feel that shift, that spark. You'll go from zero to motion, and that motion will carry you further than willpower ever could. Forget being perfect. Forget being impressive. Be progressive. Be in movement. Do something so small it's impossible to say no to it. That's how you beat the voice that says, I'm tired. I'll do it later. Or, what's the point? You silence it with one simple answer. I just did something. There's a reason ancient warriors trained before they fought. There's a reason world-class CEOs hit the gym before they hit the boardroom. And there's a reason you feel stuck, sluggish, and mentally foggy before your first coffee. Your body is your first tool, not your phone, not your laptop, not your to-do list. You want clarity. Move. You want energy. Move. You want to destroy laziness, excuses, and low self-esteem. Move your body. Laziness doesn't always start in the brain. It often starts in the body. When you stay still for too long, your energy drops, your mental sharpness fades, and you convince yourself that you're not in the mood. But here's the truth: motion leads to emotion. The fastest way to change how you feel is to change what your body is doing. Your brain listens to your body more than you think. If your shoulders are slumped, your breathing is shallow, and your spine is curled over a phone, don't be surprised when your mind starts thinking small, lazy, and negative thoughts. Physical stillness leads to mental fog. But even 1 minute of movement, even just standing tall and breathing deep, sends a signal to your brain: we're alive, we're capable, we're in control. You don't need a full gym session at 5 a.m. You don't need a perfect routine or workout gear. What you need is to break the inertia. Start with 10 jumping jacks. Start with 5 push-ups. Start with a 30-second stretch. Start by walking, just walking, while repeating your intention for the day out loud. You're not trying to become an athlete. You're trying to wake up your system. When you move, blood flows. When blood flows, oxygen hits your brain. When oxygen hits your brain, you think clearer, faster, and smarter. Do you know what most people do when they feel mentally foggy? They open another app. They grab more caffeine. They stare at a screen, hoping for a spark of motivation. But motivation doesn't come from sitting still. It comes from activation. Your body is not a decoration. It's a machine. And when it sits idle, it starts to decay. Physically, yes, but also mentally. You think better when your blood moves. You learn faster when your posture is open. You solve problems faster when you've been sweating, even just a little. High performers know this. They use their body like a tool, not a burden. They don't say, I don't feel like moving today. They say, I move so that I feel ready. It's a shift in mindset from passive to active,